What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to look at a couple of touch-up paints that you can get for your Subaru. These are particularly for my 2018 Subaru STI. We have the dark gray metallic, the DGM, which is color code 61K. And then we also have the World Rally Blue, which is K7X. These ones are particular for the 2018. I'm sure that if you are interested in getting these, definitely talk to a Subaru dealer, just because they told me when I was looking at, because the first one I got was the World Rally Blue, that there's a couple different variations, so the actual item code that you need might vary depending on your year, but these are the correct ones for me. And today we're actually just going to go over using the dark gray one and just my general thoughts on touch-up paints for anyone out there that isn't familiar and perhaps is looking into the market of getting something because maybe a minor damage happened. Now, for your Subaru, the paints on Subarus are pretty weak. You know, I didn't get the extra coating on there for protection from the dealer. I would recommend that if you haven't gotten your Subaru yet, to strongly consider it, just because I've had my car for about 11,000 miles now driven, give or take, and I've had to have my hood redone. Thankfully, well, not thankfully, but it was a manufacturer defect, so they covered the hood for free. It was under warranty, but if that wasn't the case, then you know I'd have to take care of it out of pocket myself. So, and it can get rather expensive for paints. But the moral of the story for this video is these are the touch-up paints that you would use for a 2018 STI, and realistic expectations here, guys. Like, I'm not a professional painter, and using these things isn't going to get you professional quality. So don't think that, you know, especially since it's your vehicle, you know where the damage is, you're always going to know unless you get it professionally corrected, or if you're a professional, you know how to correct it yourself. In this case, I am not, so I'll always know that it's there. What touch-up paint really does is kind of, it helps blend it so that way, you know, for someone that isn't the owner of the car and kind of gets a glimpse of your car from afar, it's not going to appear to have any damage. But as you get closer, depending on, you know, how big and how bad the damage is, it will still be noticeable, but just less noticeable, okay guys? So if you're looking to completely get rid of the damage, you know, I strongly recommend going to a pro shop and having them take care of it for you. It's well worth the money if you're really, you know, particular and very specific about the cosmetics of the exterior of your vehicle. But anyways, today we're going to be taking a look at the wheel. My wheel took some damage just from daily driving. It's actually very minor. I just have a spot right here where the paint chipped from a rock flying and hitting it, and then a little bit here, and that was from this gnarly train track. No matter how slow you went, the way that the road was messed up, you touched and you scraped a little bit, and that's what I got. I got the tiniest little scrape. And with touch-up paints, the reason why I like to use them, again, I'm not looking for professional quality, but I just want to protect what's underneath it. So if there's like any fine metals that I don't want to cause corrosion to, I'll just put a little bit on there just to protect it, and that's it. So that's the whole point, is just the protection. As you can see here, like here's the front. I don't know if this will come up on camera due to the outside lighting, but yeah, as I move it, you can kind of see right here, I already put some on there, and I just plopped it on. I didn't do any, you know, crazy prep work, just the standard stuff to get the job done, which is cleaning it and making sure that it's dry after you cleaned it. But from far away, you know, you can't really tell that it's there, and that's the whole point. So anyways, getting back to this, so all you really need to do is, since there's small areas, just clean the areas that are affected. So I'm just going to clean this down. It's pretty dirty. Same thing with this other area here. Just clean it down. And a little bit of area around it too, because you never usually just paint just the damaged spot. You get a little bit around it. Obviously, the better the prep work you do, the better the results. That goes with anything for painting. It's all about the prep work. Anyways, once you got those suited down to what you feel is good, these touch-up paints, which I will note here, which I should have did at the beginning, but the Subaru World Rally Blue for the 2018 still appears darker when you apply it, so it stands out a little bit. In my opinion, it's not a perfect color match, even though it's from Subaru. Now, the guy told me that it's probably because of like sun fading on the paint, but you know, there's absolutely no way that could have happened. I bought it brand new, and it, for the most part, you know, gets a lot of time in the sun, but also a lot of time in the shade, so I don't think it would have faded that bad. And then even once they did it for warranty, the shop kind of did a lighter color, but after baking a little bit, it got closer to the color. But again, it's not an exact color match, but it does look very good. So, and again, I'm using this just to protect the bare metals underneath. So again, if you're expecting pro quality results, I'd recommend going to a professional. Now with these paint pens, what's cool about them is they're very universal. They come with the clear coat at the bottom if you want to use it, but also you can either pop this top off, and it's like a little pen that when you apply pressure, the paint will come out, or you can unscrew this part here and you get the brush. I prefer the brush just because, you know, if you use the pen and you dab it down, after a while it's going to gunk up and you're not going to be able to use that feature anymore. I'd rather just use the brush because I get to control how much paint is on the brush, and I like to do it light versus heavy gobs. That way it looks a little bit better in my opinion. And also at the top here is this like little ceramic style thing. This knob here, it grinds down, so like if you have a lot of flaking going on, you can use this to kind of sand it down and get rid of a lot of imperfections in there to help allow the surface to be abrasive for the paint to stick and apply. And overall too, with these paint pens, you know, it doesn't take very long for the actual paint to dry, so you can apply numerous coats, usually in a span of like 10 to 15 minutes between a coat if you're doing multiple coats. But if you're doing like the clear coat, I would definitely allow like a 24-hour curing time or more if you're able to. If you're daily driving the car like to and from work, you know, you're kind of limited there, but you know, use your best judgment. But for clear coat, definitely you want it to allow more than just a few minutes to dry. You want like a full day if possible, or a large block of hours and breaks in between, so that way nothing gets stuck in there from it not being fully dry. Now again, this color code on the rims, when I went to the dealership, they were uncertain, and that was the first time the dealership I went to was asked that question. I did a bunch of like online searching, of course, through different Subaru forums, like the Naziak forums and things like that. And a lot of people said just go with, you know, the dark gray metallic and it'll be fine. You know, it'll be noticeable, but it won't be as bad. And that's what I was looking for, so it'll be okay for me. I'm not looking for perfection here. I just kind of want to cover up this damage so that way it doesn't spread. And then later on I like to get it professionally done, or at least look into it so that way I can sell these rims, because I'm not looking to keep these wheels for a very long time. I want a different summer set. But anyways, here we go. So I got the brush. What I did was when I opened it, after shaking it for a few minutes, I kind of lightly, when I removed it, got rid of the excess paint so I don't have a lot of paint on this tip. And I'm just going to dab it, just like that. And you just lightly go over it. Try to fill in the spots where the white is showing, because it went right through the paint and right to the finish. But luckily enough, when I ran my finger over it, it didn't seem like it marred up any of the actual wheel itself, just the finish on it, which was the paint. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. I apologize for any camera shake. I'm just doing this by hand by myself, and I'm at work on break right now, so I didn't bust out like the tripod or anything. But I guess it goes to show that this can really be done anywhere as long as it's not raining outside. And it's kind of cooled off now, and I haven't been running my car, so the wheels are not warm or anything from the road. And there it is, guys. So that's the first coat. I'll probably go over it again later in about like 10-15 minutes. But from the most part, I'm already pretty happy with this. I was much more unhappy with the actual paint of the car when I did a touch up on it. Like, in fact, take a look real quick since we're right by it. This is the most noticeable spot for me. Other than the front, there's actually like 5 or 6 spots in the front. I'm not going to show you guys because it's embarrassing. But right here in the back, boom, right here. You can see a huge difference in the color variation from it being a lot darker for the touch-up pen versus the actual World Rally Blue that I got that was fit and finished on the car when I got it brand new. So, and those are little things, guys. Like, it really depends on your personal preference. If you're really nitpicky, you might have a problem with this. But if you're just doing it to, you know, protect and then eventually get something done, or let's say, you know, usually you buy an STI or something like that and you're going to be modding it and things like that. So like with my hood damage, for example, if the warranty wouldn't have covered it, I probably wouldn't have even actually redone it myself. I probably would have waited a while, just because I want to get a save-on hood anyways. So what's the point? Unless you're trying to like resale or something to recoup some of the difference towards the new product that you're getting. But other than that, you know, it didn't really bother me that much, but it was super ugly. It was a huge spot right here and a spot right here, but it's gone now. And then I just got a few things like that all around the bumper and stuff. So, and I had a couple over here, but I filled them so that way, you know, just bare metals I was really concerned about. The bumper and stuff wasn't that big of a deal because it's plastic, but how the paint came off, it left some black marks on there, so that's what I did to take care of it. But anyways, I appreciate you guys, anyone that stuck around this long into the video. I appreciate you guys. If you like the video, please hit that like button. If you love the video, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.